we're trying to do it different, so we're trying to do it bilingual. Because the news and the updates of this community shouldn't be given on just one language, on one single radio show, once a week. Everybody in the city wants to know what's going on, not just a particular group. This is why we're talking about no more divisions. Let's have a radio show that can speak English, Spanish, and if we can get any other languages, we'll add those as well. So we would definitely work on that, so that everybody gets the news of what's going on in the community that we love. Right? Yes. Tenemos que buscar la noticia en el lenguaje que sea para todo el mundo, no solamente para un grupito, para un programa de radio. So lo vamos a hacer diferente. We're going to do it different. We're going to do it right. But people are going to feel good about themselves. Everybody is going to feel that they belong in this community. Whether you live here, whether you work here, you're going to feel that you belong. And I'm going to assure that. I'm going to end it with this. We need to give a platform. We need to give a voice to the young people. There's a lot of young people, from Vinny on the back to Julio, the sports, every program, the youth of this community is going to bring it around. This campaign is going to make it happen for you. We're going to give you that voice that you've been looking for. The Manifold Lawrence is going to give it to you. Le vamos a dar esa voz a todos esos jóvenes que quieren hablar, pero no sienten, se sienten amarrados, no tienen la oportunidad. Deputy Chief Nader, are you here? Yeah. He's back there, so he's my deputy on my group. Firefighters that are back there volunteering. Otto, thank you for bringing the pizzas. Willie Pagan on the back, thank you. Doris. I gotta tell you something, this campaign is loaded with powerful women. And I hate to say this, guys, but you gotta put your best foot forward, because these ladies are ready to work and they are up for the fight. So, in the back, you got my Lieutenant Joseph Murphy. My Lieutenant Oladapo. And next to him, you got a young lady who's very powerful, Doris Anciani. She's like the assistant chief of Massport Fire. She's from Lawrence. She lives in Mount Vernon, so she votes. And she's very powerful. So Doris Anciani, Massport took it from us, and she works down there now. So, Mr. Mendez, I'm not going to forget you. Another radio station, another mentor, a professor. Thank you so much. There are just, I can't name them all. I know Mr. D'Amico, I see you. I know that you're here and that you're a very dedicated man. Common Rule Man, Sammy. Yeah. One of the first people that I talked to when I was starting to venture, when I said, do I want to do this? Can I be elected? What is it going to take? I got to get out there. Exploratory committee, exploratory campaign. Let's see if this can happen. So when I started talking to people like Carmen and Sammy, they said, yeah, you can do it. You just got to work hard. When I spoke with Dan Rivera, I spoke with Kendrick, I spoke with Vilma, I spoke with all the former candidates, past mayors, because I truly believe that you can learn from those that did it right and those that didn't do it so right. You can always take something, it's a learning lesson. So I made sure that I spoke with all of them, right? I sat down with UTEC, right, Ace? Because I wanted to learn what it is that I need to do with UTEC so that I can be a partner. How can I make it better for you guys so you continue to do the good work that you do? And that's what I've done. Behind Ace, I got George Salas, who ran for office in City Council of Lawrence before. And his wife, Ingrid. Thank you for being here tonight. Strong supporters, those guys are really... right in front of me in this table here, we have some special people too. Sorry, Chris. We have the Tower Hill Neighborhood Association President, Elsa Sanchez. And we have the South Lawrence West Neighborhood Association President, Brenda Rossi. I'm telling you this, it's a lot. And I'm just trying to do my very best not to forget anybody. looking around the room before I hand it off, but oh my God, if I forget Angelica Gonzalez, I would have been a done man, yes. Angie, from my heart, you were there for me in 2013. I know how much that hurt. We're gonna take that hurt, all those tears, and turn them into tears of joy this time around, because I know you're gonna work harder. I'm gonna rub it up, but I cannot forget this person. Out of all of you, all the friends, you guys know that I love you, and that Chris, I'm gonna introduce the consultant, and he's gonna give you more information, right, because he needs time to speak as well. But before I close it out, this young lady, when I talk about powerhouse, Mr. Mendez, you know who I'm talking about, right? And I think a lot of people here knows who she is. Her name is Julissa Nunez. Talking about a dedicated person on a daily basis. Between Lenin Roa calling me, that 5-second call, Manny, how you doing? Are you okay? All set? All right, need anything? Bye. Because he understands that when you're campaigning, conversations are short, but that was like a daily call from Lenin Roa, and I appreciate that. Diana Segura. I have to mention you because you are a very strong woman who's been in different campaigns, and I know what you bring to this table. And I already introduced you to Chris because I want Chris to talk to you, to talk to Julissa, and everybody else that's been around. I have the Mannion family. Kathy, where are you? You're over here. Kathy was there in 2013. Her son ran my campaign, so I cannot forget about Kathy, man.
Yeah, Kathy.
Denise, thank you for coming. And who else? Well, anyways, let's wrap it up because I really want to save some for the kickoff, which now I pass it on to my consultant, Chris Cohen, who's going to give you more information, and he'll talk about stuff that I cannot talk about. Chris.
If Manny didn't call you out, don't be mad, it's my fault. So, we have a few extra rules because Manny is a public employee. So just so everyone knows. Campaigns are expensive, unfortunately. If you want to make a contribution at any point in the campaign, you can't hand it to Manny. Manny can't even ask you. So other people are going to ask on his behalf. So if you want to make a contribution tonight, give it to me. We hired a compliance consultant already, so that everything will get deposited the right way. The state campaign finance folks know that we're going to be buttoned up from beginning to end. We're going to do this by the book every day of this campaign. To get buttoned up even more, we have a date for a kickoff. So mark your calendars. It's going to be March 12th. It's going to be in the Elks, I think. We'll get a cake.
Can you do a shout out? One more recognition, please. I need to do this. This person has been with me to basically every event. We have taken pictures. He's my bodyguard. Nandi. Jose Davila, the president of Instituto Cultural de Puerto Rico. Nandi, thank you so much. Marta Levitt, I don't forget about you. Thank you, Marta. That was it. What time?
6 o'clock. So we're just waiting to get the final word back from the Elks, but they told us about 20 minutes ago that we should be fine. So save the date and we'll make sure, as long as you signed in on those sign-in sheets, you're gonna get a phone call or an email or a text or something to confirm as soon as it happens. But 6 o'clock at the Elks. Our website just launched. It's very basic right now. We're gonna build it out. It's gonna have translations. It's gonna have everything you need on it. The key thing that's on there, if you haven't signed up to volunteer, there's a form you can sign up right online. If you want to make a contribution, you can do it right online. It's just mannyforlawrence.com. At your tables, there are these sheets. If your table ran out, we've got plenty more, but it's for each individual person to fill out to tell us what they want to do on the campaign. If you've ever volunteered on a campaign and you only filled out the form that said, I want to volunteer, you got called for everything. We're trying to make sure you're not harassed all the time. So if you only sign up for some of these things that you get checked off on, we're only going to call you for that stuff. We don't want to call someone and say, will you make phone calls? Will you knock on doors? Will you hold a sign? Will you do? If you don't want to do it, we don't want to harass you. There's so much time in a day to make all the calls we need to make. So if you have them, please hand them up to the table when you're walking out. If you need more, we got plenty up here. This campaign is going to be entirely grassroots. We're going to run what's called a field operation larger than Lawrence has ever seen. And it starts by actually talking to the people we know. How many people have walked into a campaign, said I'll volunteer, and someone handed you a sheet of people you had no idea who the hell they were? And they said, call them all. We don't want to do that. We want you to reach through your phone. We want you to see who you can text, who you can call, who you know personally. If you can carry these around with you while you're walking around. They're individual ID sheets. At the very top, you fill in your information. And every time you talk to a new person that says, yeah, I'm going to vote for Manny, put them in here. By the time you fill out all 20, hand it back into the campaign, and we'll give you another sheet. But as we get closer to Election Day, forget out the vote. Instead of you getting, again, those sheets of people you have no idea who they are, we're going to say, remember all those sheets you handed us? You're going to call them again. You're going to say, you committed to me. You're my friend, you're my relative, you're my neighbor, I'm counting on you. You have to go out for me, you have to go out for Manny, you have to go out for Lawrence. And it's going to be on you. And it adds up. If every single person in this room just did 50 people, we win. If everyone does 100 people, we're going to beat the hell out of the guy. We're going to run a positive campaign. We know some other people are going to try and do it a different way. But the reason why he's saying one Lawrence is because it has to start today. It can't start the day he wins. It has to start right now so that every conversation we have, we're having positive conversations about Manny. It's not about negative conversations about anyone else. It's about the future. It's about looking forward, and it's about uniting a community that has had too many divisions for far too long. It's got to stop. It's the only way to move Lawrence forward. He's the only person I've ever met when I talk about Lawrence, after doing campaigns for over 20 years in Massachusetts, that has said, I want to find a way to unite everyone. As a parent, I know you're not supposed to have a favorite, and as a consultant, I'm not supposed to have a favorite, but the campaign's about 15 minutes old, and I got 4 others, and I already have a favorite. I'm going to spend a lot of time in Lawrence. This is going to be a fun campaign, and there's going to be a lot of firefighters from around the state coming in to give you guys the backup you need. We have meetings today with firefighters across the state, and I'm telling you, it's not just Lowell and Methuen and the folks around here. People in Springfield, people in Boston, people down in Agawam and all the way down in New Bedford approached us at a meeting last week. They're sending bodies, they're sending supplies, they're gonna hold signs, they're gonna knock on doors, they're gonna do anything we ask them to do. We're gonna flood Lawrence with a positive message of one Lawrence. They're gonna understand that this guy's been running into burning buildings for 29 years. It's not fair enough. So if you can grab these, we're going to have them online too, but grab them, start IDing people right now. If you haven't filled this out, we need this. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to speak a long time. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to say thank you to all 100 people plus that are in the room. He's already done that. Does anyone have any questions about what we're trying to do? We're going to do everything a regular campaign does. We're going to do the standouts, we're going to make phone calls, we're going to do door knocking, but we're going to do text messaging, we're going to have a ton of social media presence. We're going to do everything to make this the most advanced campaign Lawrence has ever had. Does anyone have any questions?
Where are the signs?
We've got the logo.
Where are the signs? Let's get them out.
We're ordering signs. And the reason they're not printed yet is we needed to pretty up his face and get him in a suit so that we could take some photos, because we're gonna put that smiling face on every sign as well. So if you see the logo on the top of the sheet, it's gonna look pretty similar to that. Well, you're gonna have Manny standing on the side like this. Right? It was a great glamour shot. It was a great photo session. Anyone else have any questions?
If you made him look good, I'm pretty sure they're good because.
Chris, what can we do between now and the kickoff? Volunteers at the kickoff.
We're gonna need volunteers at the kickoff for sure, helping to get as many people filling out these forms as possible. We're gonna need everyone in this room. If you brought 3 or 4 people to this kickoff, you're gonna blow the doors off of the Elks. We want people to walk out of that event and be like, oh my God, I haven't seen this many people at an event in Lawrence in ages. We want people talking. We want people to understand that this is all Lawrence coming together for the guy that's been there for so many of us. So that's the one thing we would ask. We needed, a dozen or so volunteers for the night of the kickoff. But if everyone in this room can call a couple of friends and say, you need to come. I know you're gonna think I'm crazy because I'm a consultant. I don't care if everyone donates when they come to the kickoff. They should, but if they don't, I don't care. Because I want them to hear the message he's gonna say. And I want them to walk out and tell their neighbors. I just went to a kickoff event. I wasn't sure if I was gonna vote for the guy. But I went because my friend asked me to. Remember these sheets?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna vote for him. But I wanted to hear what he had to say. And there were more people than I've ever seen in years, all coming together for this guy. And his message resonates with me and everyone else I know. That's what we want people to say coming out of that event. The money will come. We'll raise the money. Even though he can't ask, remember, he can't ask, and you can't hand it to him. But we'll have plenty of people that you can hand it to that night.
Not only that, you'll be able to say coming out of that meeting that there were so many people from so many different ethnies that were
Exactly.
able to represent themselves and be there for him. So that's,
Exactly.
yeah.
And they're gonna be people from all over. It's, as many people from Lawrence as possible, but I'm telling you, we have spoken to labor unions across the state already. Labor's on board. Laborers, carpenters, painters, we're starting to talk to the nurses and some of the steel workers, the guys that work at National Grid and Eversource. Everyone is hearing one of their own is running, one of their own wants to unite the city. Get on board right now. So you're gonna see people from all over coming in. The pride you're gonna feel that night about what he's gonna bring to Lawrence is gonna be on display. I'm telling you.
How can I leverage my network outside of Lawrence to different areas such as really broader than just Massachusetts to bring awareness to many campaigns?
So there's a few things they can do. You can make phone calls from anywhere. You can do text messaging from anywhere. We're gonna have programs where they can do that if they wanna get involved and help. Make sure that they're on our social media, Facebook and everything like that, so that they can start to share that out. If they have more connections in Lawrence, that it comes back. Even if they donate $3. $3 is enough for him to have a coffee with someone and talk about how he's gonna move the city forward. $3 is the type of thing that once you start to add up, if 100 people, 200 people, 300 people have signed up and given $3, it's meaningful. That's us able to do an additional mailing. So I would say those are the 3 big things. Social media, the phone calls and texts, and can you make, even if it's a small contribution. If anyone you know is capable of making a donation that's the maximum you can donate in Massachusetts is $1,000 per year.
Right.
But we'll take anything.
You said the website, but we have a Facebook account already for
If you look up Manny for Lawrence, it'll be there as well.
will you have postcard for the kickoff event that I could give to my neighbors? I go
Yep.
walking around and give it to my neighbors.
Absolutely. Now that I know the date, we're gonna design that tomorrow, then I'll print it up, and I'll make sure Manny has them, and we can start spreading them out all over the city to start handing them out. Told you I'd keep it short.
Shorter than me.
No other questions? All right, we've got the paperwork we need. Everyone signed in. You're gonna hear from me or one of the volunteers before the kickoff, but I just wanna say thank you for showing up now. We're gonna harass you to make sure that we keep getting more and more hours. Thank you so much.
Okay, so now that we're about to wrap it up, just keep in mind, right, that tonight was not about giving out speeches of what we're gonna do, what the issues in the community are. Pretty much everybody knows what those are, right? Tonight was just about coming together, getting everybody to sign up, take a duty, tell us what you can do, commit to the campaign. So that's what tonight was about. Mingling, getting to see each other's face. But before you go, I would love for us to take a picture together as a group. So if you can, please hang around for another second and we can have a nice photo taken. And if you cannot be in the photo for whatever reason, it's okay. But I would love to have everybody in this photo. Thank you.